Hi guys, Aka here. So we want to take a look at Lafayette, the latest ground general to be released in the game. Now, this video is coming out on the 4th of July, and I just want to take the opportunity to wish all our American folks a happy 4th. Hope your day is filled with love, cheer, barbecue, and beer. All right, so we're going to take a look at Lafayette, see exactly what he can do, see how good he is, and how he stacks up to the competition that we already have in the game. So that's cool. Now, before we hop right in, want to put a quick word in for our sponsors, Paxify. Guys, if you're going to be getting anything in this Independence Day event, I highly suggest that you use Paxify. It will help you save a bit on your packs and make your life a lot cheaper, and who knows, maybe help you enjoy that independence celebration a bit more. If you haven't signed up for Paxify, all the links and everything that you need are down in the description of this video. Check it out, get signed up, enjoy your savings. All right, so we've got Lafayette here, and we start off by looking at his main skill. So for his main skill, he has 60% attack, 60% defense, and 45% HP. And the important thing to note here is that he's a when leading the army to attack general. Okay, pure attacking general. Now, we move on to his specialties. And by the time we take a look at his specialties and put everything in there together, Lafayette comes out with 75% attack, 20% defense, and 55% HP. Okay, now we move to his ascension and we put all the stats in his ascension together. Lafayette comes out with 100% attack, 70% defense, and 80% HP. Okay, that's cool. Now, when you put all his stats together, the man hailing from the red, white, and blue comes out with a total of 235% attack, 150% defense, and 180% HP. Okay, those are very good, very decent looking stats indeed. Right, so we want to compare him to some of the other top generals that we have in the game. For this comparison, these are the generals that we're going to be comparing Lafayette with, and these are their stats. Now, as you can see right off the bat, Lafayette is looking like he's in a very good position. You look at the attack, he's got the highest stat for attack. Pretty good. You look at the defense, okay, out of the set that we're looking at, he's got the lowest defense, but not by all that much, it's still okay. And then you look at the HP, he's got the highest HP. So, for the generals that we're looking at now, Lafayette is doing very well. Very good indeed. Now, obviously, for ground marches, we need to look at march size. Okay, march size is a very important factor when it comes to ground marches. Now, for these generals that we have right here, these are their march sizes. And yeah, again, you can see Lafayette doing very well. With the exception of Lorenzo, he has the best march size out of the bunch that we're looking at. And the difference between him and Lorenzo is only 1%. So, all in all, looking at the buffs and the march size, I'd say Lafayette is looking like a very top general indeed. All right, so we put that aside for a second, and we want to look at more of what this general can do. So we look at his covenant. This is Lafayette's covenant right here, and these are the generals that he needs for his covenant. All in all, I think this is a pretty good selection. I think this group of generals, most people should not have difficulty putting together. Players that have been playing for some time will have all these generals. So, yeah, I think this is a good one. In terms of the Covenant stats itself, yeah, it's okay. Looks pretty decent. He's got march size in there at the end, which we factored in already. And yeah, all the stats, in my opinion, look pretty okay. Pretty decent stuff. Nothing crazy or out of the ordinary in here. So yeah, standard Covenant. All right, now we want to go ahead and check his compatibility. First thing we'll do is check the compatibility with skill books. So we have him here, and we filter our skill books for ground to make that a bit easier for us, okay? So we check ground attack. Ground attack is good. We check ground defense. Defense is good. We check HP. HP is good. We take that off and we look for march size. Where is it? Here we go. March size is good as well. So Mr. Lafayette can take all the ground books that we have in the game. All right, that's very good. Now, let's go ahead and check his compatibility with other generals. And while we're here, there are only a few generals that we're going to check. We don't need to check the whole bunch. And the first general that we're going to look at is Niccolo. Niccolo is arguably the current best assistant in the game right now. So yeah, it's very good that he's compatible with Lafayette. So that's good. The next general that we're going to check, Lorenzo. And unfortunately, Lorenzo and Lafayette are not compatible. Okay, that's that. Now, we check Lafayette with Lucilla. And as we can see, Lucilla and Lafayette are compatible. That's great stuff. So for now, I think those are the three most important generals that we needed to check. Obviously, you might want to check other generals and their compatibility with Lafayette. You just come into your tavern, go to the general simulation feature, and you can check the compatibility with all the generals that you want in there. So now we've had a look at Lafayette as the main general. Let's take a quick look at him as the assistant. So we have our, spreadsheet here, and looking at the stats, Lafayette is an okay assistant. All right. And I think the word that we're going to be repeating here is okay. We look at his stats. For the attack, he's doing fine. Defense is, okay-ish. HP is good, all right? So all in all, his stats look okay. For the march size, he's getting about 13% march size as an assistant, which, again, is okay. Overall, I'd say, yeah, Lafayette is an okay assistant. He's not the best. In fact, just looking at this chart here, I'm seeing at least like 5 generals that I would consider better than Lafayette in the assistant role. So, yeah, that makes him, okay. All right, so now that we've taken a look at Lafayette, taking a look at what he can do as the main general and as the assistant, I think the verdict on Lafayette is that he's a very good general. Very nice, very solid ground general. Decent stats, decent march size, decent across the board. I'm perfectly happy with giving this guy an A+. Evony released an American ground general for the Independence Day event, and this guy is repping it for the States. Now, some of you might have noticed this while we're doing the comparison, but Lafayette compared to the other generals is very good. In fact, I go as far as to say as this general is breaking the rules of conventional wisdom that we have in Evony. Why? Because Evony released a new ground general that is good? No, that goes in line with what we know about Evony, okay? They'll release, increasingly good generals as time goes on. What he's breaking is the fact that he's actually better than the last mega event ground general that Evony released. Yeah, in my opinion, and I think you can say objectively so, he is better than Lorenzo. Yeah, you look at their stats, Lorenzo is only better than him in defense by about 10% and has better march size than 1%. Other than that, Lafayette is leading Lorenzo in all other departments. Yeah, even when you look at their base stats, okay, the difference is not much, but broadly speaking, I think Lafayette is also edging him out a little bit on the base stats as well. So that's definitely a big plus for him. If you're someone that, for whatever reason, you couldn't get Lorenzo, maybe you really wanted to, but you couldn't, and you've saved up enough tokens, and you have the things that you need to upgrade the general, yeah, you can get this general. You can get Lafayette, and you would be in a very decent position. So that's good. If you have Lorenzo, I don't think there's any need for you to switch. Yeah, I consider Lafayette better than Lorenzo, but it's not by that much. So, keep your general and keep going. But for anyone that is in the market for a new ground general, yeah, I definitely recommend Lafayette. So that's Lafayette. But if you wanted to look for maybe some other ground general choices, Here is another ground general review video that you can go through and might help you broaden your options looking at other generals. That's it for me, guys. Thank you very much. Aka signing out.